welcome to another edition of Millennium County Railroad with me, your engineer and whatever, conductor. I tell you, I'm losing my mind. Jim Tedesco. I haven't forgotten that yet, thank God. Anyway, we're going to do another update. Not going to drag this out too long. I'll just show you what I've been up to. But before I get to that, there's a couple of things I want to reiterate on. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel and everybody who looks at my videos and makes comments. And amazingly, I haven't gotten any bad comments, mostly good ones, and you know, that's cool. But if you got something that you don't like or you think I'm doing wrong, don't be afraid to say something, you know? I don't know everything, obviously, and sometimes there's a better way and I'm not aware of it. And if you know something that a better way of doing things, by all means, let me know. So, oh my God, I gotta quit laughing so much. You know, they say laughter leads to longer life, but that's because I'm going to live to be 1,000 years old the way I laugh all the time. But anyway, once again, I really want to make it a point to thank everyone, because without you guys, my videos wouldn't go anywhere, which would be kind of a total waste. I'm not even going to talk about COPPA because, you know, you already know where I stand. I don't care. They boot me, I'm not worried about getting fined. I don't see that happening, so I'm just going to continue to make my videos, and hey, you know, we'll see how it goes. And the worst comes to worst, I go to BitChute. You know? Anyway, enough of that. So, let's see what else. Oh, I've got 150 subs so far. Now, that's pretty good, but I'm 50 short of the 200. As soon as I hit 200, I'm going to have another contest, and I'm thinking this time I may do like a goodie box type prize package. So I'll have the custom-made rail car, maybe the, you know, and I'll leave it up. I'll get input from you guys. If you want me to do a breast cancer awareness car, I'll do it. And either HO or N scale, doesn't matter. Or if you want something else, let me know. You know, I'm open to any suggestion at this point. I prefer to do it to a boxcar, although I suppose I could do it to others, but I really would rather do it to a boxcar. Much easier to work with, and because I've gotten good at that so far. And I'll throw in some other things, maybe some of my custom trees or some kit bash parts that I don't need anymore. There are all kinds of stuff I could throw in there. If you got ideas, let me know. If I can pull it off, I'll throw it in the box. Because everybody loves a box full of stuff, right? So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I got to get to the 200 subs first, so tell your friends. And, you know, and if you're watching these videos and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And, you know, give me a thumbs up if you can. And, you know, don't be afraid to comment. Even if you have something that doesn't sound right or you don't, you know, think I might get mad at, I won't. Trust me, I don't get mad at much. So don't worry about it. But anyways, that's enough of that. So, let's see, what else? All right, so we'll get up to the update here. I didn't do a lot. Well, I sort of did. But I told you I'm working on a coal loader and unloader project to use real coal loads. It's harder than I thought it would be. No, not really. But it is. It's not easy. Now, I've got the coal unloader finished, or coal loader finished, and I just built the coal unloader. Now, I've got to modify the coal loader to dump the coal. I'm still waiting on components for that. Like servo motors and what have you. I've got it on order. I haven't gotten any of it yet. I should have it soon, I hope. Now, as I get this stuff, I'll videotape it, try and detail what I'm doing, how I'm doing, whatever. The coal unloader was a little tricky. Now, I bought one from Walthers. And I'll tell you, I'm really, the more stuff I buy from Walthers, the less I'm impressed with it as far as structures go. They had a lot of problems with it. Its functionality was iffy. I can modify it. I have to put a motor on it, or I don't know if I'm going to use a servo on that to tip it. Not sure yet, but I do have it. I do have it built, and it does actually rotate the way it's supposed to. So we'll see. It should be okay. I ordered a new coal car, an actual coal car, which, believe it or not, is a Walthers. No, it's not from Walthers. I got it from I think it was an AccuRail. And it's a standard coal car, you know, because they're a little taller than like the rest of the so-called coal cars, that they're not really. And this is the one with the rotating coupling on it on one end. So I'm hoping to get that soon. I should have that probably in a couple of days. Because one of the things I found is, and like I said, I don't know if it's a design flaw or because my coal car wasn't tall enough. But when you're locked in and you rotate it and you go to rotate it back, it gets hung up on the cams. And it could be because I don't have the proper height of the coal car, so we'll find out. Otherwise, if that's the case, even with the proper coal car, that I may have to get back in there and grind the cams down a little bit so that there's no sharp edges to catch on. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work yet. I'll let you know when I figure it out. Hopefully it's just the coal car height is going to make all the difference in the world. It'll clear the cams and we'll be good to go. We'll see. Of course, I had a tough time finding an area on the layout where I could put it. So I had to rip apart some stuff again and make some more modifications. I'm adding 2 more turnouts. And it's kind of like a siding, I guess you'd call it, for this coal unloader. And then I've got to figure out a chute delivery system underneath the benchwork so I can, you know, get the coal back and put it in the loader. There's a lot of little nitpick things that have to be worked out, but I'll get it eventually. So, without any further ado, and nobody likes further ados, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera off for a second, reposition the camera, and I'll show you what I've done. So just hang in there, I'll be right back. Oh, one other thing. I bought a new wireless mic. The last one, as you guys pointed out, it was terrible. It would go in, it fade in and out with the audio. It was terrible. It wasn't acceptable. I wanted to throw it in the garbage. So I bought a new one, and I didn't buy a cheap one this time. I bought an expensive one, a name brand. And I'm using it now, so hopefully it's working out good. My God, I hope it is, because I don't have to go through this again. I'll find out, I guess, when I replay the video before I edit it. All right, anyway, turn the camera off for a second. Be back in a second, and we'll show you what I've been doing. Hang in there. All right, we're back. That was actually more than a second, but you wouldn't know it. More like about 2 minutes. Anyway, this is the coal unloader. It's pretty cool, and like I said, I've got a bar down here which will, in fact, make it roll. I got to hook up a solenoid or a motor to it. I've got it set in. It's set in the layout a little bit. I still got to cut the bottom out and design some sort of a pan or something underneath that, you know, I can collect the coal so I can reuse it again in the loader. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I had to make a few modifications to it because it really wasn't set up the way it should have been, I thought, but yeah, that's just me. Like I said, Walthers kits, they don't have a good reputation with them, unfortunately. I don't know, you'd think that they would be a little better built for what they cost. So I got a good deal on this one. I got it on eBay. It was a make offer. I wound up getting it for 20 bucks. It was regular 30. So, you know, it wasn't too bad, but And it's actually an older model because the new ones are green and the old ones were red. I don't much care about what color it is. I even kicked around. I'm going to probably weather it up a little bit, you know, get some coal dust on there and all. I haven't gotten around to doing anything yet, but first I want to make sure it's going to work before I get too crazy with it. So that's that. Now, I'm going to turn the camera off again because I don't want to make anybody dizzy. I'm going to go ahead and put the top shelf back in place temporarily, and I'm going to show you where the coal loader is going. Okay, so hang in there, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So once again, I put the table here, and I don't know if you can really, well, you know what, hang on just a second. Let me move the camera again. And I'm back again. Alright, so I put this table in. It's not done yet. I got to retop it. I think I'm going to use some styrene on the top or some really thin foam. I'm not sure what. I've got some foam, so I might go ahead and foam it and then use the cork road bed for the track. I'm going to have another turnout over there. Right over here, I should say. Actually, I have two turnouts. I have a turnout here and a turnout here, and come out over here. I'm thinking maybe an intermodal I might put over here yet. I'm not sure yet. And then track, and of course, a dead end over here. So I should have enough room for maybe 5 or 6 coal cars. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I don't think I can get any more than that because I'm really restricted on how far I can go here. But and then, like I said, I might be able to pull off an intermodal yard as well. Not quite sure yet. This was originally a staging area, but I'm thinking that's just not going to work. There's just not enough room there for a staging area. So, you know, I'll do something better with it. So the whole coal thing will be cool. So you'll go over there to, you know, load up your coal cars, go all the way around. And I could swing the camera around, but I don't need to. Go all the way around the layout, and come back through here, and then down here, cross over into the coal unloader. So even though they're kind of on top of each other, they're still a long ways away. So, and once again, I'm going to have to make that a little larger because there's just not, there's probably enough room inside to maybe fill 2 or 3 coal cars. I'd really want to be able to do them all. So I may go ahead and build the thing up a little higher, you know, so I'll have more storage capacity in there, or maybe even behind it where you can't see, you know, between the wall and the thing, to enlarge the capacity. Because I don't have a place. Now, one guy, he was pretty smart. I think it was NS Scale or something like that, but he went on the other side of the wall, which I could technically do. But then I'd have an eyesore in my hallway, and I don't want to do that. And he had like a Coke bottle that held the coal, and a chute delivery system that went right into his and he used the same setup as this. So I would like to do that, but I don't have the room for it. So this is my biggest thing. I'm really tight for room here. And I tell you, looking back, and I'm not doing it now because that's just too much work. I should have went 2 or 3 levels. And I could have got a lot more done, you know, and had a lot more room to play with. So maybe someday down the road I may tear all this down and start over again, but it's not likely. I haven't been kicking around putting a house up for sale and buying another house, a bigger one, and having a bigger train room, you know, like a room that's maybe 2 or 3 times this size, you know, that would be cool, but probably a pipe dream. So, if I wasn't so old, I'd probably seriously kick it around, but you know, I just turned 60 years old. I mean, come on. I don't know how long I'm going to live, so I'm hoping I'll live another 20, 30 years, but who knows. Anyway, so that's the plan for the coal assembly. And like I said, I didn't get a whole lot done because it's all time consuming, and I'm juggling around a lot of different things. You guys remember the semi truck that I built out of wood? It's done. Well, they have a trailer that goes with it. I just bought the trailer. My wife's gonna kill me. She goes, "Yeah, where are you gonna put all this stuff?" I'm going, "I don't know. I have to put up a shelf in the living room, actually over the wall air conditioner, where I could put my truck and maybe something. I might get the car later on. I don't know yet. It's gonna be a couple months before I do that, though. But I haven't even started on the trailer yet, because I'm also in the process of building a clock. And I love to build things, if you haven't figured it out. I'm very good at a lot of things. So they got these do-it-yourself, it's a digital clock kit. It's really neat. It's round. It's got a digital readout on it and LEDs all around the perimeter that count off the seconds as it goes, like a second hand. And it's got alarm and everything. And about 3/4 of the way through that. I think I'm on day 3 already now or something, but because I can only sit so long and do something before my back starts hurting, so you know. But anyway, so and I had to go out and buy more. You know what? Let me zoom right in over here and tilt down a little bit. I'll try not to make anybody too dizzy. My control panel for the switches, I had to disassemble it because adding the 2 turnouts over there by the coal unloader changed the whole dynamic of my switching layout. So I got to add 2 more switches in. Or maybe, actually, I could probably get away with just doing it with one and activate both turnouts simultaneously, because basically they're going to have to be anyway. So I'm going to have to add another switch on here. So in order to do that, I had to completely redo the panel. And I did print up, I printed up another panel, and I do that on a card stock on the laser printer. Mounted in there, and I used a piece of clear plexiglass or Lexan that I got from Hobby Lobby. Mounted up in there, and then drill the holes for the switches and drill the holes for the LEDs. And fortunately I was able, you know, because a lot of times, this is one of my biggest faults, when I do something and I change it, sometimes I have to throw everything away and start over. I was able to keep the LED and holders. I have extras anyway, but you know, there's no point in throwing good stuff away. So I was able to, I think only one I couldn't get back out. So I got those going on. So I redid the whole system, and it's much better now. Matter of fact, hold on, I'll go grab it. I'm gonna stop the camera for a second. Alright, I'm back. So this is what I made. Now, it looks terrible, I mean a little bit, but I'm not using the whole sheet, so. And once again, one of the problems with the laser printer is if the paper is not hot or really warm, it doesn't print well, especially when you're using a lot of background color like the black. So, but fortunately, I may do another one anyway, and I'll heat up the next paper. But I'm going to be cutting just above the white track line anyway on the top, and on the bottom, most of that's going to be gone. But I've moved stuff around a little bit, and the way I did it, this new section here is the turnout and siding for the coal unloader. And you know, so that's pretty much, so that's how it's going to go. So, and I'll have, you know, LEDs in there. And also I'm going to, yeah, so this one really isn't done because I want to put down, I want to number the switches and the turnout so you'll know which is for what. I mean, even though I technically will know anyway, but in case I forget. So that's the plan for that. So, let's see what else. That's about it, really. I still got a lot of wiring to go here on this whole section, and I haven't even tackled the turnouts over there, or the ones behind or in front of me that you can't see behind the camera. There's turnouts everywhere, it seems, and you know, I'll get them wired up eventually. I still got to come up with control panels, switch panels for a lot of that. I may just go ahead and put them right in the fascia. I don't know yet, because I don't know if I want to, you know, go with, you know, I don't really have a lot of room for a lot of this stuff. And I'll tell you, this room is really starting to close in on me. Thank God I'm not claustrophobic. My wife comes and she goes, I don't know how you can deal with this. She's a little claustrophobic. I'm not. But, you know, it's getting tight in here, and I really, like I said, I built it out about as much as I can now. So a lot of it's going to be, after I get through with this coal loader and unloader assembly and maybe the intermodal plant, it's pretty much all going to be detail oriented after that. So we'll get trees and grass and weeds and people, and, you know, I got enough cars. I don't need any more cars on. There's enough traffic here. I mean, it's like a traffic jam. It's like season down here in Naples. And I tell you, if you ever been driving around in Naples, Florida during the season, you would not actually, this is probably less than the actual cars on the road. But they got a lot of cars on the layout. So, but anyway, I'm getting off track here. And the room is a total mess right now. I mean, it's literally a disaster. You know, I got to get cleaned up and organized again, and I will eventually. I wanted to do the drive-bys and the ride on the train. I thought that was cool. I'm going to do more of those because you guys seem to really like it. And, you know, there's some other, you know, there's one other engine, my Millennium County engine, the Ace 44 AC or whatever it is. I haven't shown that one yet, so we may get on board with that one and maybe even do, you know, a run-by with that. So there's a lot of stuff. There's always stuff to do. And, you know, I got to get more train cars too. I don't really have enough, but we're getting there. Let's see what else. That's about it. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. What was it? I forgot. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. A couple of you guys asked about this, and I gave a response, but I figured it might be cool to actually show it to you. This is my camera car, and it's just an ordinary flat car that I bought on eBay used. And the camera actually comes with this. Now I modified the mount because the mount, it was up too high and it was hitting the top of the tunnels with the camera on it. So that's not going to work. So I had to make some indentations in the joints. I don't know if you can see that or not. And, you know, let me swing one of these lights around here, if I can. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Oh, a little bit. A little blinding. Okay, so the joint down here, I had to notch it on this one and on the bracket side so I could actually lay this thing almost flat. And it gives a beautiful perspective of being in the actual cab of the engine. So of course the only bad news is it's solid. I mean, the camera itself comes off, but the bracketing is actually it's a permanent assembly. Now, I bought this camera at wish.com. It was $7.99. It uses a little micro SD card you pop on the side. You got a rechargeable battery. I think it's good for like 3 hours per charge. The problem I got with it is it's got two buttons on the top. One's an actual power button, the other one's a mode button. And it's kind of difficult because the instructions were not very clear on actually how to. I was very lucky actually. Now when I did the last video, number 60, I had to reshoot this like 4 times before I actually got it to record. It's just so stupid the way it's set up. There's no real, it's got a flashing light, but the light doesn't always mean it's in video mode. It's supposed to be a 1080. I probably don't even have it in the right mode. It looks more like 720. Actually less, probably 480. But it's supposed to be a high definition camera, and the way they got it set up, it makes no sense. So I bought another one, and I haven't gotten it yet. I got the next one from a company called Banggood. It's also from China. Same price. It was actually part of the Black Friday sale. It was $7.99 plus I think $1 something for shipping. So the whole thing was less than $10. It's supposed to be 1080p, high definition, and it's a one-touch recording on it. So just one button to push and you're recording. So I'm hoping that's going to work out better. It's the same basic thing. It's a cube camera, and it should, it'll come with the same bracketing and mount system, so I could reuse it. Just pop it right on here like the other one, and that should work out pretty good. So that's the plan for that. But for you guys that are interested, I mean, even at the 720, it's not bad. I mean, granted, a 1080 would be better. It'd be great to have a nice, sharp, really, really colorful picture. But hey, look, I got to work within my means here. I can't afford to go buy a GoPro, and a GoPro wouldn't fit through the tunnels anyway, more than likely. So, they're just too wide and tall as well. So, and not that, but they're a couple $100, man. That's a lot of money for something that I'm just going to be shooting video with, on this. So, and the problem with the GoPro too is it doesn't give an accurate picture as far as it's it's almost like a fisheye lens. All right. Hey, when that happens. The battery went dead. Probably cut me off midstream, whatever I was talking about before. I don't even remember what I was talking about before. Was it the camera car, I think? Maybe. Anyway. Yeah. I'm going to have to review this whole thing. One other thing I want to say. I want to thank Wilmer of Indian Head River Valley. Yeah, that's it. For the great shout out he gave me and making me a video of the week. That was really cool. Thanks, Wilmer. And I'm sure that's going to help me with my sub rate, I hope. And I really like your diorama for the contest. I can't wait to see it when it's done. It's going to look really cool. Anyway, since I can't remember what I was talking about earlier. Oh, shit. Alright, well, that ought to do it then. So keep it on the rails, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Millennium County. See y'all later. Bye.